today's video. This is the rising stud, and today I'll be building the first part of my Lego Castle City Gatehouse MOC. Now, without further ado, let's start with planning out the MOC. For this build I will only use the pieces that are currently in my collection. The MOC will consist of a main gatehouse, which will be the centerpiece of the build. If I have the pieces, I might add a small river in front of the MOC, with possibly a small gatehouse in front of the main gate, and maybe one or even two walls on either side of the main gatehouse. The base of the MOC is built out of rockwork in front and a dark grey back to represent the layers of rock underneath. I have already built the drawbridge into it. More on the drawbridge later. First I started building up the central point of the MOC, where the gate will be. I used a very simple technique to add texture to the wall. By mixing in masonry bricks and 1x1 bricks in a one color, it gives a much more detailed look. I also added small 1x2 plates in a sand yellowish color to give the wall a more worn look. At first, I wanted an interior in the lower parts of the towers, but I decided it would be too much work, so I removed the floor pattern. Don't worry, this MOC will have interior parts in the upper floor. I then started with the design of the doors for the towers. These doors are designed using 1x2 and 1x4 tiles in two different brown colors, and a dark grey tile with a stud to represent the door handle. They are connected to the wall using pieces with a stud on the side and an open back. I then continued to build the wall whilst also adding arrow slits by putting these slope pieces on the brick with a side stud. I also built pieces sticking out on the sides to represent where the main wall goes. Any future wall piece can be connected to it using Technic pieces. For the next floor, I raised the level a little bit by adding 1x8 plates, after which I added the large plates. On top of those large plates, I then added more 1x8 plates to continue the walls, whilst also adding 1x2, 1x4 and 1x8 tiles in brown colors to create a floor pattern. I also added these 1x2 tiles with a stud so I can later add some minifigs and other details. For the portcullis, I used this pre-existing piece from an old Lego castle set. I then started to add these large arch pieces to decide the height of the gate. After this, I designed the doors using these 4x8, 4x4 and 2x4 pieces. Following this, I added these two stout wide plates to reinforce the back. I fitted them in place and decided where I would need to put the hinges. All I had to do next was finish the doors by adding a pattern using 1x4 and 1x2 tiles and this special lock piece to add more detail. I then further built up the hinges and connected the door to the rest of the build. I wasn't entirely satisfied by the length of the drawbridge, so I decided to redo it. I added a 2x8 plate to increase it in length. The bridge was however very unstable afterwards, so I decided to reinforce the bridge using mainly 1x8 plates, both making the bridge more sturdy and realistic. For the interior, I added these barrels containing swords, after which I further built up the wall. I then worked on the drawbridge technique. I built it using these Technic pieces that can turn. I used a large 1x6 piece and these white pieces that connect them further with the ropes. I then added these small 1x3 pieces to connect it to the wall. To turn it from the outside, I used these small Technic pieces which make it turn smoothly. I then continued to build the entrance and the halls where the drawbridge pieces go through, after which I further build up the walls. The interior will be accessible via these walls. They can open and close. They need to be sturdy in the first place, but in spite of this I still managed to add a good amount of detail. For the interior, I place this candle as a source of light. I then continue to build up the wall, replacing the placeholder for some of my inner technique and closing off the entrance on the back. I then built up the other tower and added this black falcon shield in front. I have only 2 black falcons, which is not enough to man the gatehouse. So, for this MOC, I will be using my old Lego Castle minifigs. In the next episode, I will continue to build on the gatehouse, and I will then finish the towers. Now, let me show you some footage of the drawbridge and doors. This was the Rising Stud. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to subscribe, leave a like, comment, or watch another of my videos. Stud out.